So in this video, we're going to go over how to solve equations that have fractions. First things first, if you do not know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide fractions by hand or with a calculator, if you don't understand how fractions work, if you don't really understand what they are, just like anything in math, you're going to have a hard time. So lots of times students, they all of a sudden see fractions and they're like, oh, I don't know how to do it. And it's like, do you not know how to do it? Or you just don't know how to solve because there's fractions, right? And it's usually just the fraction aspect of it. Students see fractions and automatically get intimidated, and it's because they do not know how to deal with fractions. So you first want to start there. If you have to review fifth grade math again when it comes to doing your fractions, because usually you learn fractions in the fifth grade. So if you have to go back and review that from fifth grade, then that's fine because you're not going to escape fractions. That's the point. So go back and review it. I do have videos on how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide fractions. So if you need help finding those, let me know. So with that said, now we can then continue with solving these. So keep in mind, I'm going to take into consideration that we already know how to add, subtract, multiply, and divide fractions. We're not learning how to do that when solving equations. We're just solving equations with fractions. So it's the same thing as it's always been for number 3, combine like terms, right? 3/4 plus 3/2. You can use a calculator. Calculators will do fractions for you. Or you can do them by hand, right? If I wanted to make this then 6/4, because when you add fractions, they have to have the same denominator. This then becomes 9/4 x, which is equal to 9/4. And now I'm going to divide both sides by 9/4, and I will get 1. X is equal to 1. And that's the answer. You can plug it in and check it if you need to for number 3. So you can see there, it must know how to add fractions, divide fractions already. Okay, I'm kind of just skipping around. Let's go to number 6. Here, I'm going to, once again, combine like terms. That's going to give me 6/3, which is just 2. So I now have -5/2a plus 2 equals 13/4. So I now need to minus this 2 to the other side. So I have 13/4 minus 2. Once again, you're doing fractions, subtracting them. If I multiplied 2/1 times 4, that would give me 8/4. And this would be 5/4. So I have -5/2a equals 5/4. And I need to divide both sides by -5/2. And so I pretty much have 5/4 divided by -5/2. And if I did that math by hand, I have 5/4 times -2/5, which is -10/20, which is -1/2 simplified. And that's the answer for number 6. And all of these are pretty much the same. I'm going to switch to a different worksheet. So -1/2, that was the answer for that one. I want to switch to a worksheet that has distributive property. So here we're doing the distributive property. This gets me 7/6v minus 79. So you can see there, I must know how to multiply fractions. I have to know how to do fractions in order to do these. You cannot do it without. You need to know how everything works. Okay, so 7/6v minus 79 equals -35/3 minus 1/2 v. I need more writing room. So I'm actually going to move this over here. Okay, so now I need to move variables to one side and numbers to the other. Uh-oh, where did it go? Why did it do that? Hold on. I'll just rewrite it over here. Okay, so I'm going to add 79ths to the right. And I'm going to add 1/2 v to the left. Because remember, you want to put variables on one side, numbers on the other. And I'm going to get 7/6 plus 1/2 is 5/3 V. It's much easier with the calculator, honestly. 70/9 minus 35/3 is negative 35/9. And now I need to divide both sides by 5/3. And you get negative 7/3. Oh, that's a very terrible 7. But negative 7/3 is the answer for number 20, as you can see there. And so that's how you would, do it with fractions. So if you're having a hard time with the fractions, it might be because you don't know how to do fractions. So go back and review how to add, subtract, multiply, divide fractions by hand. Also play around with them in the calculator. The calculator will do it for you, right? I just had a problem that was negative 35/9. Divide it by 5/3. There it goes. There's my answer. And they'll even put it in decimal form for you on Desmos. All right. Let me know if you have any questions. Good luck.